Here is what we're expecting to be the government allocations ahead of the budget of that 3.074 trillion Kenyan shillings. They're coming up on your screens in just a moment. The national government stands at about 1.68 trillion Kenyan shillings. Judiciary, despite the fact that we've also heard that they will be cutting and slashing their budget, it stands at about 17.7 billion. Parliament, 42.5 billion Kenyan shillings. And the Consolidated Fund Service stands at 962.5 billion Kenyan shillings, and the county revenue allocation is 372.74 billion Kenyan shillings. That gives you a general view, Michael, of the budget allocation ahead of that reading for the 3.074 trillion Kenyan shillings.
Right, Mr. Burugu, just to put this into perspective and whether the priorities that have been given on that budget are correct, well, or at least leading us to, a good direction.
My view is that, CS Rotich is faced obviously with a very difficult situation. Anybody would be in that situation. The big four, I think when you look at the line items, that's consolidating the numbers you've seen, but looking at the line items in the budget estimates, there's a deliberate effort to put a lot of money in the big four. That is health, housing, food security, and health. So my view is that he's trying to do that. Where I fault his plan is on the intention of how to finance it. So in terms of allocation, to me, it seems that there is, he has really prioritized the big four. I think the president has identified these as basics. Kenyans don't want complex things. Kenyans want you to go to hospital, you get medicine. You want your kid to go to school. I want to come to Mombasa Road for this show. I don't want to hit 1,000 portals on my way here, right? I want security. I don't need to put all those razor wires and employ additional security guards to take care of my home. Basic things, and I think the president has got it right. But how they are going to finance this, to me, seems to be still a puzzle.
It's still
a puzzle,
mystery.
and unless deliberately the government puts in place, kills the bureaucracy that has made the uptake of the PPPs almost impossible. That's the only way in the long term to sustain all these projects. One thing that I'm listening to the gentleman in Kakamega about Ugari Muema and everything else, what people need to know, it's not the work of government to do business. Government must never be caught doing business. It's not the work of government to give money to private enterprise. The work of government is to provide an enabling environment. I want cheap electricity to be able to manufacture. I don't even need anybody to tell me to go into manufacturing if there's affordable power costs, if transportation costs are reasonable, if you are not overtaxing me on importation of raw materials or on the profits that I'm making, you leave some of it for me to grow as an enterprise. I think these are the simple things that Kenyans would want to see. So in terms of allocation, I think there's an effort to do so, but whether this is going to work is another thing. Honorable Kipruto talked about a quarter of the budget actually going to development expenditure. What you need to know is at the end of every financial year, ministries and government agencies are returning money to Treasury because they don't have the capacity even to absorb. So in fact, what Henry needs to be doing to us is to give us actually a stock take of the last 1 year to say, this is the money we set aside in the budget for development, and this is how much we have absorbed. You'll be surprised they have not taken even 50%. So you have a situation where you budget, you provide for that money,
but it's not utilized.
You overtax to get the money, and you don't utilize the money because you don't have the capability to even utilize that money. So that's the problem.
Okay.